You're listening to Kizuki, the podcast. I'm Mae Yoshikawa, and I define the Japanese concept of Kizuki as the following. Kizuki. 1. A moment of epiphany, an aha of realization or insight which opens the knower to a new dimension of truth that was formerly unknown. 2. Steps in an incremental growth of awareness, resulting in a movement from ignorance to greater awareness of the bigger picture. A kind of knowing that cannot be undone, that cannot be unrealized. As a longtime yoga and meditation practitioner, a world traveler, and curious self-explorer, I'm obsessed with Kizukis. Listen on each week for inspiring and enlightening stories that may just tip you over for your next aha. On this week's episode, hold on lightly. I had a beautiful time chatting with my friends and students in my meditation mindfulness class this week. And we were having a conversation around living truly. Living true to your true heart, your pure intentions, and being real with yourself and allowing your authentic self to be seen and heard in your relationship with others. During this conversation, one student asked, sometimes when I try to prioritize being true to myself, I feel like I can get attached to that, and it makes me stubborn, like I don't want to accept others when their opinions and ideas differ from mine. I feel like it creates a sense of separation. And I thought this was a beautiful question for us to talk about too here on this podcast, because while it can seem and feel like an either or thing. Either I prioritize myself and my true intentions, or I give way to someone else's intentions and opinions. There can be a third way, a higher way, where you can be responsible to prioritize yourself, and the other can be responsible about prioritizing their thoughts and their intentions and who they are. And while that means that we're not always going to agree with each other 100%, we can agree to disagree. It doesn't have to always fully align. Now, the question is, what does that really look like? And how do you balance that, especially when you're in conversation with your family members, your partner, your spouse, people who are close to you? Like, what if your ideas and thoughts are not in agreement with those people? Then what? Do you still hang on to prioritizing your beliefs and your thoughts? Because there are times, of course, if you live with someone or if you are sharing your life with someone, then there's going to be a little bit of a give and take, giving of way, a compromise to come to harmony in that moment. During my class, I answered my student by using a metaphor, but a real life metaphor from my yoga practice. Because in all my years of practicing yoga, especially in the beginning, I've been trained to focus on my breath, right? Do one thing, raise my hands as I'm inhaling, forward bend as I exhale, inhale as I lift my head, exhale as I step back. One breath, one movement, one breath, one movement. And there is certainly a dedication and a focus to keeping my attention on my breath, to prioritize my center, prioritize my concentration on the breath and breath only. Now, does that mean that other thoughts don't enter my mind? Of course not, right? The more that I get used to my practice and the more that I'm in flow and that the whole breathing and movement of the yoga comes naturally and is less effortful for me, then I might have room to start thinking about other things or start thinking about the next posture, other ideas and worries and concerns or pains and sensations in my body might pull my attention out of my focus on the breath into some other direction. Does that mean that I lose track of my breath? Maybe temporarily sometimes. But it also means that, I catch myself and I can come back. I can be intentional and I can be aware about, my attention went in that direction. And after that, I'm going to bring it back again to the breath. I'm going to bring it back again to the breath. So it's like I'm holding on, but not too tight. I'm holding on to my dedication and my focus on the breath, but there's a little wiggle room, a little leeway within nature, an ebb and a flow. You can't not allow other thoughts and not allow other people's ideas and opinions. It's going to happen. It's going to come. But to be aware, to notice that as it happens, and when it's time, then of course you can bring it back to the breath. In case you're not a yoga practitioner, maybe this analogy could work too. It's kind of like if you're driving in a car, you want to keep your hands on the wheel and your attention looking forward. But you have a focus on your driving that's a soft focus, a gentle focus. So you're not like gripping the wheel and hyper focused on what's right in front of your face, because you need to have that focus looking out the front window, but you're also going to be checking out your peripheral vision and your side mirrors, and you're going to have a look in your rear view. You're going to be aware of the general overview, and you're still going to keep your focus on the main task at hand, which is to keep calm and keep driving, right? So in the same way, I think keeping your promise to your integrity, authenticity, and to truth works like that. There's going to be some times where something feels totally off, something feels like a lie, and it's obvious that's not going to be your choice. And there's going to be other minuscule things like, maybe I didn't want that whipped cream next to the pie. Maybe I just wanted the pie, and you weren't fully sensitized to your absolute clarity. But no big deal, right? You come back to your center when you notice, when you kizuku, when you come to greater awareness, then you have the choice to come back to your center. And that's actually the process. That's how we learn to hold on, but hold on lightly. I hope that helps, and I hope that's something you can take for your week and days to come. It's really something that's helped me develop a healthy relationship with myself. So while it's my promise unto myself to live in integrity with myself and to be authentic, I don't also need to pressure myself to that effect. I choose to be real and true because I know it feels good, and I know it's my center. I know it's my natural place to return to, not because of any created conceptual sense of right and wrong. Thank you for listening. Learn more about me in my upcoming book, Kizuki, Realizations Beyond Time and Death, at my website, MAEY.LIVE, or find me on Instagram at MAEYOSHIKAWA.